And so it makes it easy. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to wear. As long as I can find a white suit that fits, I'm okay.
I live in that part of Casselberry that your daddy laid out into a village.
Yeah.
And I'm sure happy that he came to Florida and came to Casselberry and did what he did.
Was.
It's a wonderful place to live.
He was not planning on staying here. He was going to Miami to see Coral Gables, or out there to see Coral Gables. He wanted to see what was going on because at the time he was working for Wellsback, which was the manufacturer of lamps, gas lamps. When they got to Winter Park, they went to see one of his wife Mel's aunts, and Aunt May took them out to dinner one night at Barron Hall, and it had very steep steps up, and they had been under repair that day. She was looking around at all the azaleas. Now figure, this is January. They just come from, well, Winnetka, Illinois, through the snow. And when they got there, Mel wasn't paying attention where she stepped, and she stepped sideways and fell on the ground and was sprained. They could no longer go anywhere down south. But what he found a boom right here, right in Central Florida, Altamont. That's where it was. There was a lot of things going on over here, actually, because at the same time, they were trying to put through the new Dixie Highway to replace the old one, and it was going to come straight through the property that Gordon Barnett had just purchased. Now, I can only piece together what I think is a logical scenario, because nobody wrote anything down, and Hibbert Jr., who was with him, was only 3 at the time. But I know that when he got here, that where Lake Catherine Estates Mobile Home Park is, there were missionaries who were going to make that their winter place. Over in, down on Maitland Boulevard, right down past Panera's, that was going to be a new press city. William Jennings Bryan showed up in that story too. He did. Yeah.
Will you come back in June to our next meeting and do Cassleberry Forward?
I'm going to do, if I could do that, but that, it was a lot to put everything in here just in a few minutes. But,
we have a lot of meetings coming.
But, well, it gives you the practice, thank you. But what I was planning on doing is doing a little bit about Castleberry and Longwood, and then picking up their biggest venture during my dad's lifetime, which was banks. They wanted a community bank here.
Banks, community banks.
Yep, they tried to get one, yes.
The Williams Jennings Bryan thing, was that before he was president that he was doing that? Or
No, he was a former candidate then, when he was down.
a politician taking money to do these stunts because of his name and his brand.
He could have been. In Altamont Springs, it is said, now you know the book that Jim Robinson put out. Okay, that's where I get my information, and a few other things from the Altamont Library. But I could see that in there, William Jennings Bryan encouraged the owners of the land in Altamont to be able to do something altruistic. Haynes Ferneries, he was a congressman, Congressman Charles A. Haynes, now that comes to mind. And Bryan was a friend of theirs. Remember, it's a small social circle around here now. And they just told him, said, you know, if you really want to do something for the world, we have all these retired press men. They're the writers. And if you get them all together, you can change the way how people think of the world. All these newspapermen would be living right here, and they would be talking and influencing the world. Well, that's all my dad needed to know, because between the new Dixie Highway, there was a horse track. The horse track was just opening up. The dog track had just opened up. And we've got the missionaries. That was probably 50, 75 acres, and what they called Press City. Now, Press City didn't go through, from what I can understand. Haynes did give it to the Florida Pressmen, and it was going to go on and be Press City. But the people around what was going to be Press City, they heard about it. Then the plan got so big for Press City that they needed more land. And the neighbors got unreasonable with the prices. And they couldn't enlarge it. When one loses, all of them lose. And then you had the real estate crash. So that's what happened to Press City. I imagine the missionaries had that same problem too. I found out about them while going through a lot of other things back in the Seminole County Historical back room.